Have you done any meditation before, and do you know anything about meditation?
Yes, I practice meditation regularly.
What do you know about meditation? What is meditation?
This is very good for me to my mind, to my psychological health, for me to calm down.
Calm down.
And also, it is also very good to my health.
Relaxes
and my
you.
physical health.
Yeah.
Especially if I practice regularly.
Right. So the meaning of meditation, first I will define the word. We call bhavana. In Pali, we call bhavana. And bhavana is meditation. So meditation is focusing your attention mindfully to a wholesome object over a period of time. Meditation is concentrated awareness or collectiveness gained by controlling the mind and training it to bring inner peace to the person who practices it. So the Buddha explained that our mind is influenced by three roots of evil. Three roots of evil. They are greed, anger, and delusion. So for a normal person, class, always our mind is influenced by these three evil, unwholesome thoughts. When any of these roots are present in us, our mind can be influenced by imaginations rooted by these greed, anger, and delusions. So when we do things in our day-to-day life, usual time, when we have anger and greed and delusion, sometimes we don't know what we are doing, whether what we do is right or wrong. So it is very difficult to take decisions. But when after meditation, and when your mind is not deluded, and when we don't have anger, greed, or delusion, then those actions that we perform are quite different. So it's just covered like a mirror with full of dust. But a person who meditates quite often, can take sensible actions. So meditation, and also the meditation helps us to realize the true nature of this vile mind, and aims at purifying the mind with the negative thoughts and disturbances that arise in our mind, such as pride, anger, laziness, worry, and doubt. Now these five we call the five hindrances. They hinder you from meditation or anything that you need concentration. So even your studies, these hindrances can affect you. What are they? What are the five? Greed, anger, laziness, or you can call it sloth and torpor, restlessness or worry, or doubt. Those five. So those five are always with us. Right? So this is the meditation is the only way that we can guard our mind from the impurities that come through our mind, body, and speech. So I'm just trying to tell you what meditation is before trying to teach you a meditation technique, because we don't know why we are doing it otherwise. Now there are two kinds of meditation techniques taught by the Buddha. One is samatha. Have you heard of samatha meditation? Tranquility meditation? Has any of you have heard? You have heard. Tranquility meditation. The other one is vipassana, or we call it insight meditation. Insight meditation. So today this metta, the metta meditation or the loving kindness meditation, what I am going to teach you, is one of the 40 samatha objects that Buddha has taught. Right? So metta or loving kindness is one of the 40 samatha objects. So I will be talking more about these samatha meditation, not the vipassana or insight. Right. So samatha meditation is concerned with producing a one-pointed mind. One-pointed mind is gained through a concentrated state in which all the faculties and mental power are directed towards one object. So we have to sort of calm down our senses and all the mental faculties, and we bring our attention to one object. So now the object is metta, right? Or loving kindness. So that is how we do it. So then, I'm going to talk to you about metta or loving kindness. What do you know about metta? What is metta and what is loving kindness? How do you know about love, kindness, compassion? Okay. Metta is the first of the four sublime states of mind. Have you heard of the sublime states of mind? Metta is the first one. The four sublime states of mind are loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joy. Altruistic joy is to be happy for others just as yours, right? And the fourth one is equanimity. Equanimity is the unshakable balance of mind. So you don't shake when you have losses and gains and that sort of. You're unshakable, right? So those five are the four sublime states of mind, or we call them four Brahma Viharas, or illimitables. Four illimitables. So metta means friendliness, goodwill that you have you show towards others. And then metta means softness in one's heart, or the state of a true friend who would surely wishing well for the well-being of another friend or someone else, right? It's a genuine friendship, a sincere wishing for welfare of the friend, and it is defined as the sincere wish for the welfare and genuine happiness of all living beings without any exception. Can we do that? It's a bit hard, isn't it? But that is how we need to develop this love and compassion. So gradually, by understanding and learning these terms and the meditation techniques, we learn to develop this kind of loving kindness towards all human beings. Right? Right. So metta shows how we can develop loving kindness not only to our friends and immediate circle and loved ones and your family. Because usually what we do is always our loving kindness is given to who are close to us, isn't it? But this is not what the Buddha says. Buddha's loving kindness is very different. Now we will be learning about it very soon. So metta has this infinite quality. And the Lord Buddha said that the practice of loving kindness is very necessary for us because it has a social dimension. Understand that? Okay. So loving kindness as a feeling in one's heart is an absolute essential for concentration because it creates peace and calmness in the mind. The advice of the Buddha is that this loving kindness should be extended to all beings, just as a mother who loves and protects her only child. And even at the risk of her life, this loving kindness should be, this boundless loving kindness should be cultivated to all beings, right, without any discrimination. So the love embraces all beings, small or great, far and near, or on earth, or in water, or in the air, whether you can see them, you can't see them, whether they are invisible, whether they are ready to be born, and whether they are noble, or evil-minded, this loving kindness should be given to all without any discrimination. And such was the boundless metta of the Buddha. This loving kindness is also can be expressed as, when the sun shines and it rays shine to all directions without any discrimination. This loving kindness should be developed to such an extent. The reason is, a person who can develop loving kindness to that extent is the one who has understood the Four Noble Truths and who has attained higher levels of achievements. Right? So we have to try. Our aim is that, is the liberation, the nirvana. Right? So it is said, now the boundless metta of the Buddha worked for the welfare and happiness of those who loved him, as well as those who hated him, and even attended to harm him and kill him. The Buddha exercised metta equally to his own son Rahula, and also to his adversary Devadatta. You have all heard of Devadatta? His enemy here. Okay? And also his attendant Ananda, and his admirers and his opponents. So this loving kindness should be extended equal measures towards oneself as towards friend, foe and neutral alike. It is said that real metta begins only when you understand the distinction between the wholesome thoughts, wholesome mind and the unwholesome mind. And when one is able to cope with the obstacles of the 5 hindrances. So when you understand to cope with the 5 hindrances and you understand the difference between the wholesome actions and unwholesome actions, and that is when you open your heart and you have this boundless loving kindness. You can develop this boundless loving kindness. And there is no proper English equivalent for this graceful Pali term, metta. But goodwill, loving kindness, benevolence and universal love are suggested as the best renderings. So metta cannot coexist with anger. When there is metta, there is no anger. Right? And when there is anger, there is no metta. Right. Now the benefits of metta meditation. Before commencing meditation on loving kindness, one should consider the disadvantages of hatred. So you should consider the disadvantages. What are the disadvantages of having hatred in you? When someone is angry, one is deluded, and the person doesn't know what he or she is going, whether it's good or bad, whether it's right or wrong. So you attend to all unwholesome things. So, and also at the time of death, if you remember something and you get anger, you have anger in you, where would you be born? How have you learned? You will be born in a woeful plane, very a lower state, right? So by knowing that, then one can slowly get away from anger and then practice loving kindness, because that is going to give you bad results and unwholesome results, karma, right? Bad karma. And also by the merits, you should consider the merits of patience. What do we gain by gaining patience? So if you can handle anger and if you can handle patience, what are the benefits? Now in the one sutra called Uraga Sutra, that is the Serpent Sutra discussed by the Buddha, here Buddha says, when one develops this patience, the 10 the 10, what do you call them? The perfections. Have you heard of the perfections? 10 perfections? You can fulfill all 10 perfections if you can handle patience. Perfections are, the generosity, the virtues, and there are 10 of them, which the Buddhas and even all of us should fulfill. There are 10 perfections that we need to perfect if you want to become an arahat, or if you want to attain high states of stream entry and all the higher stages, right? So the merits of patience should be considered, and meditation on loving kindness should be practiced. So that is one reason. So loving kindness of metta meditation strengthens our mind and enables us to control our emotions when we are disturbed by negative thoughts and feelings such as jealousy, anger, envy, and then pride. Then meditation cultivates qualities such as concentration, awareness, intelligence, will, energy, improvement in the analytical faculty, confidence, joy, and tranquility. So this type of mental cultivation leads to the attainment of insight, wisdom. Right? So now, Buddha spoke about 11 benefits that come from loving kindness meditation. 1, sleeps in comfort. So a person who practices loving kindness meditation before sleeping, and that person can sleep well. Now this is very practical, isn't it? We develop loving kindness and we go to sleep. Can we sleep well? It calms your mind, isn't it? So, and then if that person sleeps well, that person wakes up in comfort. So there are 2 benefits. The third one is, one dreams no evil dreams. So you will never see evil dreams. A person who practices loving kindness meditation, no evil dreams will be seen. And the fourth one is, one is dear to human beings. How can that be? One is dear to human beings because when we develop this loving kindness, the other people can sense you. They can feel it. They can see it in your actions and in your day-to-day life. So there will be a lot of people who would like to be close to you, to keep you as a friend, and who expect your friendship. So the people, you're dear to human beings. And then gods guard you. What does that mean? The gods, they are like us. They work hard. They earn much merits. They earn those merits because they have developed this loving kindness into a great extent. And that is why they have been born as gods. So they love this loving kindness and they look for people that is their food. They live on loving kindness. So when they see people who have loving kindness, they get close to them and they guard you. And this is what Buddha has said. And then no fire or poison or weapon harms you. A person who practices loving kindness will not get into any of these difficulties. Right? And then one's mind can quickly be concentrated, because loving kindness meditation is a very quicker way of getting concentration. And then expression of one's face is serene. A person who practices loving kindness, you can see it's very pretty, and you can see it. You can see it through the eyes. It's serene. And then one dies not falling into confusion. Now that is a very important thing, because at the time of death, as Buddhists, we know the last thought decides where we are going to be born. Right? According to karma, the last thought decides where you are going to be born. So that is very important. So if one gets an evil-minded feeling, an anger, and the person who knows how to practice loving kindness would know how to be intelligent at that moment. right? So you have to be practicing these good skills so that you won't get into any of these confusions. And then if one attains jhanas are the high absorptions, right? And one will pass to the world of high divinity, to the Brahma world. Alright? So now these are the important steps of loving kindness, important things that we should know about loving kindness meditation. So I thought I would explain this to you first before we start practicing the loving kindness, so you know the benefit of it, right? So you can do it in your daily life. So you can practice it well. Now we are going to start meditating. So I will explain a very well-known principle of Metta meditation. You sit in a comfortable position with your right palm on your left, with your thumbs touching each other lightly. Keeping your eyes closed, repeat the word Metta or loving kindness a few times while trying to absorb its meaning, love and kindness. So have your eyes closed and try to absorb its meaning, love and kindness. Next, visualize your own happy mood picture. Imagine looking at your face in a mirror and seeing yourself in a happy mood. Maintain this positive image and mood in your mind during meditation. A person in a happy mood cannot become angry or harbor any negative thoughts and feelings towards others. This is a mental cultivation program of wholesome thoughts. One directs happy thoughts towards oneself first because it is easier to arouse metta towards oneself. Once metta is aroused, you can direct it outwardly towards others. It's very difficult to feel positive towards oneself. It is very difficult to feel positive towards others when one feels negative about oneself. You direct happy thoughts in a progressive order because it is easier to feel positive towards those close to yourself. Over time, you will be able to feel positive towards neutral or unfriendly people. After the meditation of yourself, then concentrate on a friendly person. Next, on a neutral person, a person whom you have neither likes or dislikes. Next, an unfriendly person. Unfriendliness is never overcome by hostility. It can only overcome by our friendliness, compassion, and forgiveness. So finally, you direct your loving kindness thoughts towards all living beings in the universe. Now keep your hands on the lap, relax your shoulders and your stomach muscles deliberately. Now visualize yourself being in a happy frame of mind. Now focus on the following thoughts. Take a look into your heart and see whether there is any worry, fear, grief, resentment, uneasiness, anxiety. If you find any of those, let them float away like the black clouds. Recollect for a few moments all the good things you've done in your life. How have you been generous and helpful, loving and kind? Then let warmth and friendship arise in your heart for yourself, realizing that you have to be your best friend. Surround yourself with loving thoughts of yourself and a feeling of contentment within you. When I read these lines, you can just take them in. You don't have to repeat them. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be free from anger, fear and danger. May I be free from mental and physical suffering. May I take care of myself happily. Next, recollect all the good things that one of your friends has done for you. Fill your friend with peace and loving gratitude for what that friend has done for you. Let your friend feel the warmth of your heart, appreciation that you have for your friend. This friend should not be the opposite sex. Just as myself, may my friend be well, happy and peaceful. May my friend be free from anger, fear and danger. May my friend be free from mental and physical suffering. May my friend take care of himself or herself happily. Think of any person whom you think feelings are quite neutral, whom you have neither likes nor dislikes, and recollect some of the good things that this person must have done in this life. Let this person have your feel of appreciation, your love and your gratitude for being a part of your life. Just as myself, may the neutral person be well, happy and peaceful. May this neutral person be free from anger, fear and danger. May this person take care of himself or herself happily. Now think of any one person whom you find difficult, whom you've been angry with or had an argument, who has made difficulties for you. Think of that person with gratitude as your teacher, teaching you about your own reactions. Let your heart go out to that person because he or she too has difficulties. Forgive and forget. Make him or her your friend. Only then your heart be at peace. Just as myself, may this angry person be well, happy and peaceful. May this person be free from anger, fear and danger. May this person be free from mental and physical suffering. May this person take care of oneself happily. Next, think of all those people whom you know in your city, in your country, beings living in this entire universe, whose lives are far more difficult than ours, who may be sick in hospital, who may be in prison, in an orphanage, or in war-torn countries, hungry, crippled, blind, without shelter, never able to hear the Dhamma. Open up your heart to all of them and make them all your friends. Show them love, wish them happiness. Just as myself, may all beings in the entire universe be well, happy and peaceful. May they be free from anger, fear and danger. May they be free from mental and physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May people everywhere have appreciation for each other. Put your attention back to yourself. Feel the joy and contentment arising in you from making the right effort and happiness which comes from giving. Become aware of those feelings. Experience the warmth they create in and around you. Now in this way, one can practice metta meditation daily. One can reduce one's own ego or selfishness, which is the ultimate cause of all mental suffering. Now you can come out of your meditation, and I will give you few minutes if you have any questions. And then we will finish, we'll confirm merits, and then we will end up. Have I got? It's 6:45. Do we have more time or what? Can I go till 7 o'clock or? Yeah? Do you have any questions about metta meditation?
I have a question. So, sometimes when you do not feel very comfortable, for example, you have some agitation in your mind, you have some
Anger.
negative emotion. So can you do this meditation
No.
at this moment?
No.
No.
If you have any, if your mind is not very good at that, and if you feel agitated, then metta meditation might not be the one for you at that time. But you can slowly get into it. If you have anger, maybe you don't have to spread metta to the angry person. If you find it very difficult, you wait till you develop metta in you, and then later on you can concentrate on the angry person. Yeah. But it helps, because when you know the consequences, as I told you before, the consequences of anger and the karmic effect, then you tend not to continue it.
What about, for example, if I feel I have anger in my mind, what about I practice
you can.
meditation towards myself?
That's right. You have to do it to yourself first. That is why we always develop metta. First, try to develop it in yourself.
Yes.
First, to yourself, and then the next to a close person, friend, but not to an opposite sex, because it can create some form of lust. Yeah. So then to a friendly person, then to a neutral person, next is the angry person, and then to the whole world. So that way you are balancing it out. So you do a neutral one, an angry one, a friendly one, and to yourself and to the whole world. So that way you find it very easy to balance it up around. Yeah. Any other questions? Now you have to practice metta meditation. So next time then you can ask many questions, right? Sorry? Any amount. And metta meditation, to do metta meditation, you don't have to sit in one place. You can even lie down in your bed. Just before you go to sleep, you can develop this metta. So at the beginning, you start with 2 minutes, 5 minutes maybe, and then slowly increase it as to how much you can. Alright? So even while standing, while walking, you can develop this metta.
So basically, you can practice that at any time.
Anytime.
You feel comfortable.
Yeah, any time of the day you can practice metta. Because metta should be in us, in our heart always. Right? So we have to practice all the time. Right? So in the evening, before you go to sleep, try to practice this. Try to practice this metta. You remember the lines? May I be free from just as myself. May my friend be well, happy and peaceful. And then person will be free from anger, fear and danger. The next one is free from mental and physical suffering. So you remember these lines and then you practice this metta meditation. When you wake up also, even just once, say it in your heart and then get up. So gradually you will increase. It will give you a lot of happiness and satisfaction. So you can live well in harmony with your fellow beings. Right? It has a social dimension, the metta. Any other questions?
Can you send us the statement? Because I couldn't remember.
The lines, I will write it down before I go, right? Yeah, okay. So, anything else you want to ask? Can I finish it up? Right. So then, let us pass all merits we generated today to the guardian devas. May the guardian devas be happy and peaceful. May they receive these merits to fulfill their noble aspirations and attain enlightenment. May they protect the Dhamma and all of us. May all our dead relatives receive these merits and become happier, peaceful, and attain liberation. May all beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Through the acts of these meritorious deeds we generated today, through the metta meditation and listening to the Dhamma, these loving thoughts, compassionate thoughts, sympathetic joy, bring myself and others full of joy, full of happiness, and may this joy arouse us to noble aspirations and deeds, exceeding our normal capacity by filling our hearts with joyful bliss. And may this joy, sereneness and calmness lead us to a contemplative state of mind with insight knowledge and is able to gain liberating wisdom, Nibbana. We also would like to acknowledge and pass our gratitude and merits to the organization of the University of Queensland, to the organization of the Multi-Faith Centre, and to the organizers of this Vesak program for giving us the opportunity to practice Dhamma and meditation as the Buddha investigated. May all beings be well, happy and peaceful. And finally, we wish that the teachings of the Buddha guide and bless this new organization with peace. So may you all be well, happy and peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu.